With that down, let's now move on to the fourth main topic today. Chris, what is our fourth main topic today?
This is from Christopher DeCostanza. Apparently, Amazon is dropping the 90-day window policy it used up to now going the Netflix route. The Aeronauts, which was originally going to just theaters, is now getting, like Netflix films, a very limited theatrical release and then straight to Amazon Prime. Is Amazon going the Netflix way, whole hog, or is the Aeronauts a turnkey?
Yeah, this is an interesting one. I mean, look, one of the things that I've been a little bit critical of Netflix in the past is, obviously you can't do this with all their original movies, but that they have never decided to actually take that step and go, you know what, let's give one of our original movies a true theatrical release. And let's follow all the rules that all the other studios have to follow, put it in theaters, give it a 90-day window in theaters, and then release it on Netflix. Maybe make a little bit of money, give it a lot of promo and high-profile exposure, then put it on our thing. Amazon has done that and had some success. One of the biggest examples of success that they had, obviously, was with The Big Sick, which is one of my most pleasant surprise movies of the past decade. To this day, I love that movie. If you haven't seen it, you should. So, you got this high-profile movie coming out here in The Aeronauts. That's coming out that a lot of people are talking about, all that kind of stuff, understandably so. And originally the plan, Rob, was for them to give this movie a 90-day theatrical release, but apparently now they've changed that. They're going to put it into a couple of theaters just to say it had a theatrical, to give it Oscar qualifications, I suppose, but they're not doing the 90-day window thing. They're immediately then going to put it right on their Amazon streaming service. The question that gets posed is, does that show that Amazon actually doesn't have faith in this movie? And I would say I believe there's two answers to that question. Number one, does it mean they don't have faith in this movie quality-wise? I don't think that's the case. I don't think they're questioning the quality of this movie. I think I've heard some Amazon people talking about this movie. They seem to be very, very happy with the quality of this movie and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think they've lost faith in this movie from a quality standpoint. However, and we talked about this recently as well when we were talking about The Irishman, I do believe Amazon questions whether the expense that it's going to take them to give this thing a theatrical release, a wide release with a true marketing campaign to get people aware of it and putting it out there, I believe that Amazon doesn't have faith that the money this movie could make in theaters would justify the expense they would need to have in order to put this thing in theatrical release. This can look like a good movie and yet look like a movie that won't make any money at the same time. And personally, while I have no insider information on this, that seems to me to be the most common sense thing here, is that they probably believe the movie's good, but they probably also don't believe that this is the type of movie that would make back the kind of money they would need to make back to put in the extra expense of distributing it. That's how I see it, Rob. What do you think about all this?
Well, I think there's a lot that you're correct about. I think the real thing that's going on here is movie-going audiences. First of all, it's very expensive to put a movie in theaters because, like you're saying, you have to market it. And people have to know it's coming out. But second of all, it has to be a movie that you can get a mass audience to come out and see. And we know, we've talked a lot about how movies like Booksmart, one of your favorite movies of the year,
yep,
people didn't turn out for it. They didn't turn up for it. I think ultimately Amazon knows that The Aeronauts is a film that might not be connecting with the kind of audience it would need to make it worthwhile to put in theaters. You know, if they put this movie out, are you going to get a big audience to come see it? And I think they probably have realized that they wanted to at one point. They hoped that they would get that kind of an audience. But this is a historical epic. It's, well, whether it's an epic or not, but it's not exactly an action adventure story. It's loosely based on a true story, and I don't know if the audience is there for it. I think Amazon realizes that, and they're really, like, Manchester by the Sea was another movie they put out that was nominated for Oscars. I thought was a wonderful film. I don't think Amazon is adverse to putting their movies out in theaters at all. I think they love that, but they're also not stupid. And they put this out, they might put tens of millions of dollars of marketing budget behind it, but if they know people aren't going to show up, it's like, who's going to go out? Oh, Mom, I got to go. Your 12-year-old kid's not going to be like, I need to see The Aeronauts, Mom. Let's all go. Like, who's going to go see this movie in the theater? I don't know. I would. It looks good to me, but do I want to go see this movie more than I want to see, say, Joker? No. So it's a tough call, and then it becomes, you know, I want to see movies like this made. I don't want Amazon to be like, we're only going to make movies that are successful in the theaters. Because then all we're going to get is big spectacles and Toy Story 6 and Avengers 87. And as much as I want to see those movies, I also want to see, I do want to see this movie.
Right.
But I don't know if it's going to be, it appeals to me, but is it going to appeal to a movie-going audience that makes it worthwhile to put in a multiplex?
I know, and you know what? The fact is, one of the interesting things here that they're not really taking advantage of is that we're seeing a re-teaming of the Theory of Everything pair, like with Felicity Jones and Eddie Redmayne. I mean, that to me, it makes it really fascinating. That was a movie that got a lot of Oscar buzz and won a lot of Oscar acclaim. And to have the two of them back in a movie like this is based on a novel, I believe, that I've never read personally. But, you know, it seems to be at least loosely based on, you know, real people and the guy who kind of was one of the forefathers of weather prediction and stuff like that. There's a lot here to like about this concept. I'll tell you what, I would have liked them to have put this in the theater. I would have liked them to have rolled the dice, seen if this thing could actually pick up an audience. But I do respect the decision. If they think it's just going to end up losing them money to do it, I can respect that, but it would have been nice to see them do it. Question is, guys, what do you think about all this? Have you seen the Aeronauts trailer? Were you looking forward to seeing it? I mean, you still will get to see it, but do you think they should have done a theatrical release? Do you think they've done the wise business thing by not giving it a theatrical release? Let us know what you guys think. Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. All right.